We're going to deep dive the chart to see who you want to buy, sell, hold, and trade in fantasy football. Who should we be dumping? Who should we be scared of? Who should we be buying? We're going to see some players today and what they're doing on the field from yesterday's games. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at the advanced analytics every single day. We're helping you set your lineups. We're going deeper than anybody else when it comes to waiver wire content. I will have more waiver wire videos out today as we're going to gauge the market on the waiver wire. On top of that, we're going to deep dive all the trending prospects that are getting anointed so you know more about those players, those you need videos. You know more about Kyle Monangai. You know more about Terrell Jennings. So you make the decisions for your team or geek out on the stats. Click that button. Stop missing out. First player we're looking at our dog. We're looking at our dog today. Kyle Monangai, bring it on. Bring it on, Kyle Monangai, all over the place. That's what you want to see on the chart. That is what you want to see on the chart. That's what you want to see, Kyle Monangai, 26 carries, 176. And you can say soft matchup all you want, but a player, a stud, or a good player, whatever you want to call it, takes advantage of their opportunities. He got his opportunity in the right matchup and took advantage of it. And he did. He cashed. He cashed big. And they were getting him the rock all over the place. That is a good sign. That is a good sign of a good prospect here. Kyle Monangai. Now, when you're looking at Money Guy with DeAndre Swift, he might earn more touches, more opportunities. Hold on tight. Let's see how that works out here with the Bears. But he's earned more. Obviously, let's see if the Bears give him more. But he cashed out. That is what you want to see on the chart. Colston Loveland. So let's teach you about Colston Loveland here. The first tight end drafted in this year's draft. And this was a solid tight end draft. I see Johnston, Warren, all that stuff. Loveland here. This is what you expect from him, though. Stretching the seam. Deep ball. City. This is why the Bears wanted him. He fits with Caleb Williams. And remember, he was banged up in training camp, mini camp. He wasn't out there for his time of development, learning the system. So there was a longer ramp up. Also had a veteran tight end there with him, Cole Kmet. So obviously, it was warranted a slower ramp up for him. And he still may need some more time to ramp up. But this dude has juicy ball skills. Let's just call it like that. Juicy ball skills. Like one-on-one, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. And he'll get downfield. He's a different type of tight end compared to Tyler Warren. Like, you just need to separate players in asset classes and just identify them by that. And then once you get to the NFL draft, just put the puzzle together. People are like, this tight end over this tight end. It's more like Colston Loveland fits Caleb Williams. Go back looking at even his USC tape. He doesn't check it down. He does not go to the easy read. He's deep ball city. He'll push it downfield to a fault. We love him and hate him for that matter. That's why there's such a split on him. Colston Loveland fits that better. They knew that going in, and that's what they wanted in their offense. Tyler Warren's a good tight end. Tyler Warren's the type of tight end, kind of like a Jason Witten, good at all phases. He'll probably be out there around 2040, just still running routes, chucking it out there. Colston Loveland's juicy, explosive. Now you're looking at this for fantasy football. You lost Tucker Kraft. You're looking for the next man up. Colston Loveland could be your next Gadsden. He has it in the cards. He has that upside. I would not be surprised if he's volatile because, one, it's the tight end position. He's a rookie. He's still developing because that's what young players do. And on top of that, we missed all that time in the summer. But the talent is immense with Colston Loveland. Dalton Kincaid. I want to apologize because when I went over this matchup, Bills, Chiefs, I should have went a little bit deeper into it because against a defense like the Chiefs and what teams normally do, they go to the tight end, second, third reads. They get a little bit more creative with it. And I could have said Dalton Kincaid. That was actually a call out by process that I could have done, and I did not do that because that's what teams do. And I say this normally going up against teams like the Chiefs, and I usually say that with the Chiefs. I just didn't. But 101 yards, 6 balls caught. You're seeing where he's winning on the field. crossers over the middle. We're trying to get it. We're going over top a bit. That's also what you want to see with your tight ends, too. Your tight ends that are getting volume, you also want to see them get it deep a little bit. You also want to see the stuff in the flat, the short shit. You're getting that. If you're looking for a guy off waivers, if he's there, maybe not. There you go. He's actually having a solid season this year. We're starting to fire up a little bit. Rico's here. And going into the week, they said, hey, we're going to give Rico the workload. I was kind of like, but I was into it. I was in on Rico, but not hard enough. And I apologize for that. Even though I was in, I wasn't hard enough. Like, I was there like, he's safe. Like, he's going to get you at least to the fairway. Like, he's safe. Like, that's the right call according to the matchup. But I should have been more aggressive with it, especially where he was at in the rankings. Because he was down lower in the market rankings. And compared to those other running backs, the safety, the volume, what he's done historically, I should have been louder. I'll take that. But solid. He's the dude. Chuba's down hard. He got Wally pipped. Chuba got Wally pipped. He might be on the block. He might be, and we don't know. That's the thing. People, other teams seeing this, looking at Chuba like, maybe we can get him. Let's see. Let's kick the tires. That's another trade option here for these teams. There's a few running backs. Kamara. You got a few other ones there. A good bit. Breece Hall's in trade talks. We're seeing Tony Pollard potentially. Maybe Chuba because they signed that deal. He's got like another year or two left. Rico's been solid. He's earned more role. Rico and Chuba. That sounds like a good podcast. Parker Washington. When I keep looking at these charts for the Jaguars, and what NFL.com is, they'll promote the chart of their leading wide receiver unless two goes off. We're seeing charts like this. Short to intermediate. Opportunities for Yak. Attacking the safeties. I imagine Brian Thomas Jr. more on the outside. I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. fits. I just don't think he fits for the volume. I just don't think he fits in the scheme. I just don't think that's it. I think they're going quicker. I think that's what they're doing here. I think they're attacking matchups. I think that's what they're doing. Parker Washington, 9 targets. Dommy Brown got a lot of targets as well. They're attacking that. They're not going towards Brian Thomas Jr. as much as we want. He's not getting that volume. I'm worried about Brian Thomas Jr. in this offense. Also, trade rumors with him. With trade rumors being with him, that's another indicator like, hey, maybe something's up. Parker Washington, though, should have been picked up. He was in a lot of start shit questions. But on top of that, I bet he's in the waiver wire content for a lot of these big sites. Brock Bowers went off. He went off. And we figured he would. We figured this was going to be the matchup for him. The Jaguars give up fantasy points to tight ends like no other. They just do. This is like 4 weeks straight. They at least hit the fairway. And he just went off. Mega talent. The Raiders look different now. If they can add to that offensive line, they could be a totally different team here. You got 12 balls caught, 127 yards. This is a player, especially at the tight end position, which is rare, that as a freshman, we were waiting for him to come out for the NFL draft. He killed it in the SEC as a freshman. And there's no surprise here. First round pick, balled out as a rookie. This is a big-time playmaker. Treveyon Henderson. I look at him as being a volatile play if we're back in this situation next week, week after, next game. Steve-O out. They did not trade for a running back, and he's looking like he's getting around 15 to 20 opportunities. Volatile. He can bust up in a big play. On any given play, you give him some green in front of him. He has that potential. They're trying to get him on the outside, get him carries up the guts. We're waiting for the ascension. He's also not Jahmyr Gibbs. He's not Jahmyr Gibbs. We can get checkdowns. We can volume through that once we're ramped up. If we get ramped up, there's an if to that too. He's also not Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs drafted in the first round. Jahmyr Gibbs killed it with 2 teams. Both of them good prospect profiles. Gibbs a little faster. He's also not Jahmyr Gibbs. He could develop into something really nice here for fantasy. but it's taken a lot of time for this. We're rolling into week 10. We had our moment here. It was a rougher matchup, but he has the potential to cash big on any given Sunday, but he's also a big-time gamble. I think that's obvious to call out. Quentin Johnston got the touchdown, 53 yards, balls caught, 3 deep targets down that way. What I'm seeing here is a volatile play that will hit more often than most volatile plays due to it being the Chargers. He had a good ascension earlier this season, but we're back to like last year's status, especially with Gadsden in there, where it's going to be off and on. And it is according to whether or not we can bring in that deep ball downfield and make that deep play. He's a touchdown getter. That's what I like about him. He's going to be a good gamble every week, but he's not going to be certain in the matchup. Doesn't really matter that much. It could be a rough one. It's just bringing in that ball deep downfield, not getting overshot, not getting that PI, just bringing it down. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins cashed. Joe Flacco has been a blessing for this team, and they're fighting. They're fighting. They're not winning all of them, but they're fighting. 6 balls caught, 111 yards for Jamar Chase, 7 for 121 and 2 touchdowns for T. Higgins. When it goes game to game to game, projecting out, Jamar Chase has the potential to get 20 targets and T to get 2 to 3. You also got this. T. Higgins is a great upside gamble every single week. You're just not going to know what you're going to get. You're just going to have to put your nuts on the table with this one and just roll with it every week and see what happens, because there's going to be a few more weeks, or if we ran a bunch of games with Flacco and these 2 wide receivers where he just blows up while you got him on your bench. If you're trying to get cute, you're just going to have to take those L's when in those games that Jamar Chase gets 25 plus targets or whatever crazy amount of targets he gets, because T. Higgins also has the potential with Flacco to do this. Kenneth Walker, it's not over, but it ain't like we were projecting going into the season. It ain't like what we've been seeing over the last few years. We need him to pop on that big play. We need him to pop one, and that's what you're gambling on. Popping that big play, and maybe popping 2. If he can do that, he's going to have a big week. So really, he's just a gamble flex. He's a gamble flex. He went from RB1-ish, RB2-ish to gamble flex, and we're not getting enough volume here. We're getting pulled at the goal line in a lot of games. He's just a gamble flex right now. Like, that's what he is. And he's a scary gamble flex, because you know what you know historically from him is that he can pop off on any given touch, and you see them trying to do that here on the chart. Get it on the outside. We're going to get off tackle. We're going to try and stretch this out. We're trying to get some green in front of this guy. We're going to try and pop it out here. And it's going to happen somewhere down the line. It's going to happen when you got him benched. That's just what's going to happen. Then you're going to start him the next week, and then this is going to happen. DeMario Douglas. I said this yesterday in the waiver wire video. This is a sign that Drake May doesn't care. He will push it downfield. He will push it downfield on those quarter beaters. If you know, you know. That's a funny joke if you know. But again, he doesn't care. He'll spread it around. Drake May has been solid. So how do you play that here in fantasy? If you're that rough and you're hurting and you do not know what to do, like you're just scrambling, one thing I can throw out there, Douglas, Hollins, they're a threat to randomly hit on any given Sunday. Hollins hit last week. They're a threat. And that doesn't mean one of them will hit. There's also games where they won't, but he's spreading it and pushing it downfield so much, and he does not care. Like, he's diversifying very well, play to play, week to week, game to game, series to series, that any one of these wide receivers can get it on any given Sunday, and they can get it big. So if you're looking for that, or if you're in a 16-teamer and Douglas is there, probably not. Maybe so, though, because he hasn't been doing much. There you go. There you go. That's an idea for you. Or if you're scrambling, Sunday morning, you lost your wide receiver. You don't know which guy to pick up. You're on the road. You just got your phone. That's something to keep in the back of your mind right there. That's an idea. Like, we talk strategy here. I don't cap. As in, I'm not like giving you these bets. I'm giving you strategy, alternative thoughts, and ideas. Everybody else does player caps. Every other YouTube site, every other fantasy site, but no one really goes deep into strategy. This is a strategy like you're out with the kids, you got your phone on you, you get hit with that alert, and it's stuff happens. And you're like, I don't know what to do. And there's probably other alternatives that week, but you're scrambling. You got those 2 Patriots wide receivers that will be there on the waiver wire. And if you're in dire need, there you go with that strategy. Nick Chubb, Woody Marks. Now we're down Stroud. I hate it. I hate it. Look at this. Look at this. They're splitting up the workload too much where you can't use either of them. There's some games that they do pop off. They're gambles. But if you have an upside play and you need the upside play to hit, it ain't going to be with these two, so go with the upside play. Like, if you're down from Thursday, you do not want these 2 running backs until otherwise noticed, even if they hit, because that's Monday morning quarterbacking. Strategy-wise, like forecasting, you're seeing a split-up workload. It's not predictable. It's not projectable. You're looking at like 10 to 12 opportunities for either one of them, and you do not know which one's going to get the blessed moment in that game. So if you're looking for the upside play, this lets me know to go the other way. Go the other way. That random running back that's got that 4.3 speed, used a little bit more in the passing game, and you need that 20-plus performance, and you want to hit that lottery ticket. If you got one of these guys, ain't lottery tickets. They're pretty much like, hey, if I need this much, if I need those 11 carries to accidentally turn into 10, like he's like one run popping for like 25 or so, couple balls caught, he'll get you to 10. However, that other player who's getting 5-ish to 8-ish opportunities, that's more explosive, you may want to roll that way because they're more likely to pop off a 60, 70, 80-yard gain, and the risk is higher. The risk is higher, but the reward is much higher, and the bust ain't much. Those are the trends from yesterday's games. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.